Let me say something that might feel a little uncomfortable, but stay with me. Training hasn't failed you. You've just been using training to avoid the real problem. And I think if you're honest with yourself, somewhere inside, you already know what I'm talking about. 7 minutes, one truth, one execution move. If you're a leader who's tired of repeating yourself, tired of agreement without execution, and tired of carrying the emotional weight of everyone else's performance, you're in the right place. I'm Chris Hunsicker, and this is the Dealership War Room. This isn't motivation. This isn't theory. This is a daily leadership briefing for people who have to actually produce results in the arena, at home and at work. It's 7 minutes, one truth, and one execution move. You're in the war room now, so let's get after it. Here's the pattern that I see everywhere. Performance dips, execution gets sloppy, consistency fades, so leadership responds with training, more meetings, more reminders, more slides, more back to basics meetings. And for a moment, it feels responsible, feels proactive, professional, and helpful. But here's the truth, that most leaders, they don't even want to face this. If training actually worked, you wouldn't need to keep retraining on the same things. Most execution gaps are not knowing problems. They're doing problems. You people don't forget all of a sudden, hey, how to greet a customer, or forget how to follow a process, log an activity, or hit the standard. They forget because nothing happens when they don't do it. Or worse, something does happen. And it actually rewards the inconsistency. Extra help, lower expectations, more grace than clarity. So leaders keep training, hoping knowledge will magically turn into discipline. It won't. Training feels safe because it doesn't require confrontation. It feels productive because everyone's busy. But it quietly sends this message. The problem is understanding, not behavior. And your team knows that's not true. You know that's not true. Let me give you a simple test that will save you years of frustration. Ask yourself, on a scale of 1 to 10, how capable is this person right now? If the answer is below a 6, then yes, you have a training problem and you need to spend time training them. They truly don't know what to do. But if the answer is 6 or above and performance is still inconsistent, you don't have a training problem. You have a coaching problem or a standards problem. And leaders hate this part because it means that you are the constraint. Elite leaders stop asking, how do I explain this better? And they start asking, how do I make the behavior inevitable? That's not louder leadership. That's clearer leadership. That's more focused, more clean, more direct. Quick pause here. If this episode is calling out something you felt but maybe avoided, I invite you to hit like and subscribe. This channel exists to help leaders replace busy work with real execution. And I don't want you missing the rest of the week. But let's get practical. Here's today's execution move. Before you schedule training, ask, is this a knowing gap or a doing gap? What behavior am I actually trying to change? What would consistent reinforcement look like? Then do this. Cancel one training. Replace it with one coached rep. Watch what happens. Behavior change faster than understanding ever will. And if you're thinking, Chris, I know this, but I don't always want to reinforce, or I don't even know how. That's exactly why I built support for execution. If you want help diagnosing whether the training really is an issue training or a coaching training or a standards training, text the word standards to the number you see on the screen, and you'll get instant access to our AI execution assistant, built to help you identify real execution gaps, choose the right leadership response, and reinforce standards without consistent meetings. So text standards to the number you see on the screen and grab our AI execution assistant. Now let's take a moment, and I'm curious for you, what problems are you trying to solve with training right now? Just name it. That answer tells you what to do next. Tomorrow, we go deeper. Why performance isn't won on good days or bad days, but on average days, and how elite leaders have learned how to flip that ratio. Remember, this week is about breaking mood-dependent excellence. So go out today, create some leadership fire, and I'll see you tomorrow in the Dealership War Room.